What's going on, everybody? It's your boy T Danzy. You are now tuned in to Get Right.
Everything goes, nothing goes. Bag it and flip it, whatever. It's a DBS sound. Wait for the breakdown. Perfect.
Everyone lift up, get right, get hype, head nod, bounce if you feel vibes. It's time to make move, make do whatever I got. I'ma give you, wish you a better life. Haters always checking, making sure my levels right, but I'm making sure my max is right, kilo tight. Attacking the mic, not underestimated like this a new day. I'm broke, time to make this money right.
We really got like a decade, bro. It's almost been like a decade since we met for real.
It's crazy.
Shit, it has been, right? About
Maybe
12, 13?
Yeah, but
I came in 2012, but I probably meet you to 13.
13.
Yeah, it's been
Crazy, man.
But what's going on, y'all? Welcome to Get Right Then Podcast. I'm your host, T Danzy, and today I got my boy, man, Dreu Dixon. My brother, how are you today?
I'm great, man. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Man, Dreu, we just talking about it, bro. We go back, bro, really like a decade, bro. Like I came to UNC Charlotte, 2012. But I ain't really meet Dreu until we really got into like, I did meet you. No, I probably met you 2012 hooping, actually.
Yeah.
But it wasn't probably until 2013 I figured out we was in the same major.
Yeah.
When I actually started getting to my classes and stuff. But man, bro, it's been we were just talking about it. Like looking back, it's been a hell of a journey, bro.
Hell of a journey, man.
Yeah.
Hell of a journey.
So, but yeah, man. So, man, Dreu today, man, I had to bring Dreu on, man, because Dreu, man, his mind, bro, been well above the time, man. He's always thinking to the future, man. I always joke about Dreu had started an entrepreneurship club back in college, and he was trying to put me on the board, and I was all like, ain't nobody trying to do that shit, bro. I'm cool. Like, he tried to put me on, though. That's why I always show love to Dreu. He tried. He's thinking ahead. I won't dare yet. I was still too young-minded, bro. But, man, he doing his thing now, man. So I had to bring him on, pick his brain some, reminisce some. So how you doing today, my brother? How you living?
I'm doing great, bro. Doing great. Feeling good. Feeling great.
Yeah.
You know, in good health.
Of course,
And
of course.
that's important.
Yeah.
I would say, it's definitely some things I'm navigating mentally, but
yeah,
overall, extremely blessed, man.
I love to hear
I was just saying it before that we hit the record button, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful to see that we here now because you spoke about the vision of this podcast and stuff like way before we are now. So
yeah.
Seeing
bro.
it in real time is fire.
Yeah, bro. Bro. Yeah, like it's been some years in the making, man, to get like in this space, you know what I'm saying? And to really get it to like, now I feel like it's where I want, like the setup is like finally like perfect. Like the whole thing, I got the space, I got the camera, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just like getting the repetition in, the consistency in, et cetera. So like, I feel like I am in a point where I hopefully ain't got to invest too much more bread. Like it's just incorporate everything, incorporate the talents, get your consistency, your routine, all that stuff down. So it's in a good space, man. I'm happy where we at though. But enough about me, man. let's start with Dreu, man. So let's go to where it all started, man. You from Greenville, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to there. Let's like you growing up and like kind of like even the idea of entrepreneurship. Cause I say like for me like it's not something that everybody was really taught or was even around growing up, especially in our time. Like we kind of always taught go get a job, like find a good company, get your little pension, all that kind of stuff. Like that's kind of what our parents always taught us. So like the idea of entrepreneurship had to kind of come from somewhere.
Yeah, facts. And it's funny you say that, like most, especially black families teach that, right?
Oh, that's
it's
yours
like,
too, by the way.
That's my water?
Yeah.
I just water too. But yeah, it's funny you say that, man, because I think we all can relate to like black families teaching that growing up.
For sure.
And my family wasn't any different.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about it is I was raised by entrepreneurs.
There it is.
So even though, they were entrepreneurs themselves, they actually kind of try to shield us from that experience because of how crazy it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's, at one point you'll be, on top of the world and everything's working great. And then the next it's like, I'm about to sell my house. Or mortgage my house and this is my last leg,
Yeah.
So for me, this year's 25th anniversary of my family business, which is great.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Super excited about that. Yeah. Very blessed. But seen, all colors of that business, the the highs and the lows. Dixon Social mental health company, started by my father, and then he recruited my mother, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
But I think being in their shadow and seeing how they navigate, especially my father, because he would, he would take me around and say, hey, this is how I do this. You see how I did that? This is why I did that.
Yeah.
I think that really instilled a lot of values in me.
Okay.
And I think like a fearlessness about it, because I think one of my mentors once said, like, to be an entrepreneur, you kind of got to be a little crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And you would know that for sure.
For sure. Like, there's got to be just a little bit of that in there.
Like, nothing's really adding up on paper for real. It's all imaginary if you really think about it.
For sure.
I mean, it's forecasts and stuff, but
yeah,
it's all imaginary.
Yeah, like, so, you don't really know.
Right. You have no idea.
You don't really know.
Until you jump. So, I think, I just was able to build up that value of being able to jump into something and not know what's going to come out of it and just learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I feel that, man. Yeah, man. Entrepreneurship, like I said, like I think too, like, we was fortunate, like, you kind of did it in college, like starting a group. We did a little bit with Vibes as a group, like when we had the hats in college, and I think that's kind of what people kind of forget. Like, you learn a lot from, like, those failures, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was just something small, like, you learn. Like, I can say my first LLC was like almost a decade ago. Like, just the paperwork stuff, like, people are unfamiliar with, and I feel like I've done 10, 20 different things of paperwork for one. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it definitely about, like, how you started and things like that, man. So, yeah. So you feel like high school, or so you said you pretty much grew up in, like, the entrepreneurship environment.
Yeah. Much. So, like, business environment. I didn't really know it was called entrepreneurship.
Yeah, facts.
College, for real.
Yeah.
And then it started becoming a more popular term, but, like, just business, how to sell, how to, like, hustle. I mean, my family, I was pretty fortunate, you know what I mean? I wasn't like rich or anything, but I was pretty fortunate. But we were so deep in the community that I had the opportunity to connect with a lot of different audiences. So
Got you.
I have a lot of really preppy friends. I have a lot of really,
yeah,
hood friends. You might see them in a jailbird tomorrow. But like, at the end of the day, I think being able to be unique and adapt to different environments, but also learn how to hustle between it. Like, okay, these people might not they might all want the same product, but you have to pitch it differently. Yeah. And I think I learned a lot of that in high school. Not really being able to communicate it though. You feel me? Like, I'm learning it, but I'm not knowing what I'm learning.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I got from that.
Yeah. I think that's so, like, we was system engineers. I think that's what that is. And I think that's kind of like shout out to Juan, man. I told Juan I was gonna shout him out.
There we go.
Juan was my OC, man, and I came in engineer undecided, but talking to Juan and really learning what system engineering is, I think it kind of showed, like, my kind of natural abilities kind of fit into that. Kind of like what you're saying, being able to adapt, having your preppy friend, having your hood friend, all that. Like, I feel like all that is very similar. It can be related to system engineering, project management, knowing different groups, and knowing how to maneuver in them different groups. Even like with internships, like I tell people, like, the reason I feel like I was successful in my first internship is because I knew how to talk to all the different groups and everybody. I didn't realize that was like a skill until you put into the environment. You see how many people can't do it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think, I think it comes from that, how we was raised that different way. So I think that's key. So yeah, so talk to me. So college, man, how your journey kind of was in the entrepreneurship environment, high school. You got to college. What happened?
Straight up, I mean, being real, even though I was in that, just to be clear, like in high school, all I cared about was sports and women. Yeah. Like, let's be straight. So, like, I almost didn't even, crazy as it sounds, like, I almost didn't make it to college for real. I mean, I always knew I wanted to get out of Greenville. Yeah. I love 252. I love my people. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, y'all know what Greenville's about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew I wanted to get out, and I always was trying to think a couple steps ahead. So I knew I wanted to go to college, but I wasn't as serious about it as I should have been looking back. But luckily I had people like my sister who kind of sat me down and was like, all right, Drew, you're going to apply to these colleges. We're going to get through this. Yeah. The goal is to get out. This is how you get out. Yeah. So, So I, inched my way in there, barely crawled into college. Went to UNC Charlotte. And, you know, still having that same mentality, though, of, like, sports and women. So it's like, came in the door not really serious about much. Engineering undecided.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, shout out to the homies because it was, like, John Hazley. You know what I'm saying?
John. Shout out John. Yeah, shout out Donovan.
Like, them boys, like, pulled us aside, like, nah, you trying to get this internship money? Like,
they did,
you need to step up. Abdullah, my brother Abdullah, he helped with that, too. So, yeah, shout out to UNC Charlotte. There was a lot of people there looking out for each other, I think.
Shout out Nesby.
Shout out Nesby.
Shout out Nesby, bro.
Ivan. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Nesby. Bro, shout out Ivan. Bro, for the longest time, my resume was off a template Ivan gave me like my sophomore year.
That QR code was crazy.
Bro, and people was still like, bro, that resume look all Ivan, bro. Shout out, I ain't talked to Ivan in years, but you changed a lot of people's life with that template alone. Got my first couple internships, got some other people. Shout out, the network at UNC Charlotte was crazy, bro. Like looking back, I think that was the biggest Nesby, but just the network in general, like it was incredible, man. Like and where I am, where even being in here was from networking from UNC Charlotte people, man. So it was incredible. My fault. Continue though. College.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, because I was big on football, and it was cool, whatever. You know, I had a coach, you know, interested in me walking on, but it was just like, am I serious about this? Like, so I kind of just came to like a real point of like, if I'm gonna go for this, I want to go 100% in. Yeah. And it's like, Drew, are you truly ready for that? Yeah. You know, you're interested in tech, you're interested in business. Here's your opportunity to really pursue it, but also have a life. Like, which path are you taking? So, you know, super grateful. I sat down and thought about it, and then just go through the motions of it. Yeah. You know, as a black kid, I feel like we all grew up wanting to play sports. You feel me? Of course. Breaking out of that mentality sometimes is a challenge for us.
Some of us had to come to it sooner than later. So
facts.
It's for real.
So yeah, engineering. You know, first couple years was turning up, which I mean, you know, on one side of it, you know, flunked a few classes. On the other side of it, birth 7011.
I'm about to say, we gonna get into that. You know, I got my 7011 stories, boy. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, because it was actually my sophomore year. So, Musa and Abdullah, I knew them from Greenville. They're from Cali in Nigeria. Gotcha. But they moved to Greenville, and I went to high school with Musa. Okay. So, we all roomed together my sophomore year at the Edge. Remember the Edge?
Yeah, come on now. I remember the Edge.
And literally, our apartment was here, and then like Jeff and like Christian and like a few other people were, like literally across the hall. Okay. So it was just like we already knew. Okay, nah, this is nothing but trouble. Yeah. So we used to throw crazy parties, man. Just having a good time, bro. Enjoying life, you know, enjoying freedom. And then we threw that one glorious party that got us up out of there. Got us evicted. And that's at that point we were like, all right, you know, we obviously love bringing people together, having a good time. Is there a way for us to find a space that allows us to do it and not be constrained? Yeah. So that's where we like, actually B Mills. So B Mills is the first person to live at 7011 Old Concord. And he used to throw his basement parties, and them joints used to be dumb lit. And he moved out. And he moved out right around the time we got evicted. And we were like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? What's the vibe? Let's do this. And then we just kind of exchanged leases in a way. He sold us our first speakers. And then, it just went all the way up. It went all the way up.
Went up.
Shout out Strap. He moved in with us.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Strap.
He had moved from A&T. Trying to get on with UNC Charlotte. But, we had the crew, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, so the 70, bro, so that was your sophomore year?
So we moved into 7-Eleven my junior year.
Okay, so yeah. So I was like, my sophomore year, that was like the text. That was the text, bro. You leave the club, hey, bro, they got a little joint going down. I was like, oh shit, where? They was like, 7-Eleven. I was like, oh, Drew. I was like, all right, I'll be over there. And then I was like, oh nah, this joint like that first time. I was like, bro, when y'all say everybody from the club would be there, everybody from the club would be there, bro. Like every time. And yeah, that was like a UNC Charlotte legend, bro. That 70-11 text, I probably could go back and find a couple. That little text, 70-11. That jump used to be. I was like, damn,
we
bro.
We started at like 1, literally.
Yeah, bro.
Like, right after the club.
That jump used to be dumb. So yeah, and then we maneuvered to Aspen.
Oh man! Oh my God.
Then y'all was walking distance then, cause we all stayed in Aspen, and then like all of Aspen would be over there after. Shout out Aspen, man.
And that's when Nolo came in the picture.
Yeah,
that's when
okay,
we started spinning our parties. Mm-hmm. You know that's my.
Oh
cousin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
So then he had the
look,
DJ.
like,
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's where he started, like from doing y'all's part, or he was already DJ.
Yeah, cause me and Nolo, like we basically grew up like brothers.
Yeah.
And he was ball his life forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he was just like, look, man, I'm trying to get in this mixing stuff. So then we would like work together and like just go different spots.
Yeah.
And then he started like kind of doing this thing in Greenville. But then we had a talk. I was like, bro, like, I know you still interested in hooping, and then like, you DJing, like Greenville's cool, but like, how you feel about Charlotte? And he was open to it. And Auntie approved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he moved in with us and started spinning our parties, and yeah,
there it is.
that was automatic because
yeah.
Nolo's a whiz with
he is. He go crazy. Then he used to do every club. Like he was every time it was a party he was doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah. So that's all right, that's 70-11. We gonna get more into depth for 70-11, but go back to I can't remember the entrepreneurship club though that you had started. AIM. There we go. Give it go.
So to keep it a band, there was 2 reasons AIM was founded. Reason 1, we knew if we started something, that was just gonna make our resume go crazy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because that, like recruiters, every workshop we did, that was one of the first things they said is like, hey, if you want to stand out, start something, it'll look really good, or go in a position of leadership.
Okay.
In your clubs, right? So that was reason 1. But then reason 2, kind of just going back to like my roots and like my values of always just having that itch for like business and like, hustling. I just wanted to really scratch that itch.
I feel
because,
that.
Like,
I feel that.
With AIM, stand for Advanced Innovative Minds, it was dope because we were a student org, so we could go to anybody in the industry and be like, hey, I just want to learn. I want to interview you. And
yeah.
So open to it.
That's real.
Talking directors, CEOs, investors, you name it. You feel me?
Dope.
So like it was so much learning.
I missed out, man. I missed out.
I missed out. You learn, right? Nah, it was fire though. It was definitely fire. And to do it with all the homies too, because there was a lot of the homies. Shout out Larry Ogunjobi in the NFL right now.
Oh shout out Larry.
He was on the board for a while. He was doing his thing with the computer science, going crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, it just
which is a task, boy. That in football full time, that is a task.
Bro.
I already know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They said that comp size just basically like engineering as far as difficulty and time consuming and everything. I was like, bro, shout out, bro, for real.
Yeah.
That's a task.
He graduated too. He went all the way through. That's lit. But yeah, bro, I think AIM was like that first point of like, okay, I really want, this is my heart, this is my passion.
Yeah.
Like business development, helping other people too. Because what was so dope about AIM too is like people would come with their ideas and we would help formulate them and groom them to something bigger. And I don't know, it just always got a kick out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it was cool.
And I was gonna say then, so you had your entrepreneurship, but then one thing I saw you too, you turned up with the corporate too. Like you was one of the first people I saw to get like a really big internship. We used to hit the Bay conference. You were like the first one to really come like with the big boy, the big boy Lockheed internship, man. So talk about that so too.
It's crazy, bro. Cause when I went, they actually told me I was the first, not just black, first system engineer from UNC Charlotte to intern there.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, really? I don't know if it was capping, but like, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Man, I mean, a lot of it had to do with, just trying to do something different, like with AIM, but also, I'm gonna be real, bro. So, ADD is real. You feel me? I don't care what nobody say it's real. And that's something I've been dealing with for a minute. And I got to a certain place. I've been taking medicine my whole life as a kid. But when I went to school, it was like, all right, I want to get off this. Like, this isn't something I'm trying to continue because I see what it does to me. It changes me, my personality, everything. So I stopped, but in order to stop and still be successful, bro, I was locking myself in the library. Bro.
Okay, yeah.
And this is 7-11 days. So it's like we got parties at the crib right now. People texting me right now. And it's like I gotta finish this work.
Real quick.
Bro.
I tell people that all the time too about Dreu. I said, well, that's it. The engineering, because people be acting like if I party and stuff, I was like, bro, for real, for me, I couldn't because like I wouldn't been able to really pass my stuff. I said, and to be honest, the only person I saw successfully do the partying hard and pass was Dreu. I was like, but it would be days. We'd be in the lab till 1 or 2 in the morning.
Bruh.
Me and Marquise, and we be about to leave. Dreu be like, hey man, what y'all been studying? He hype. I'm just like, bro, our test is like at 11, bro. About to be in the night. And Dreu, and we go in for the test, and Dreu be, I slid to so-and-so classroom, took a nap, bro. I was in here, I ain't left. Man, and he would come in like 2, 3 in the morning, just turn up. Bro. Only person, bro. It's the only person I knew would get it done like that. But he would get it done. Yeah, that's why I be telling people too. But something is gonna take some kind of sacrifice. So he ain't want to sacrifice the partying, but bro won't sleeping. Bro get that napping right before class.
Hey man, you know what? For real though, that's Donovan's fault, bro. For real. That nigga, he was like, "Oh, I can't cuss on you." I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That nigga was like, "Man, fuck sleep. If you a real one, you ain't sleeping." So like, I kind of took that to heart. I was like, "Okay, bet. Like he doing that shit, I can do it too." I did not sleep. Bro.
That's how it be.
I mean, I think too, just like that whole focus thing, bro.
Yeah,
I struggled with it so much. It was just like I just had to like really just compartmentalize things in my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, okay, partying was my favorite outlet. You know, being around people, connecting with them, making them happy. Like that was an outlet for me. That gave me joy.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is why we still doing it today.
Yeah.
So it was like I don't want to sacrifice that. That's like. You know,
that's
what gives me energy.
Sure.
That's why I came in the lab so high.
I was about to say he coming at my height. For sure,
man. It was it was crazy too. I don't even. I'm about to cut this out. Yeah, I'm like, I got stories. I'm like, man, should I even go there? Like,
it's up to you, brother. It's up to you,
like, man. We might have to.
We make this as hype or as unhype as you want it to be,
bro. Bro, I don't know if people. I feel like everybody has their own different experience with how lit it was.
Yeah,
but like holistically, like it was crazy, bro. Like, cause you realize we had a neighborhood. The whole neighborhood came together and signed like a petition to get us out. Basically, that's how bad it was,
bro. I remember like when y'all, cause it's right off of Old Concord. When y'all have a party on Old Concord, you get all of Old Concord. But no, y'all had a party like. It's cars up and down the main road.
Like it literally like entryway. Like we had people outside like parking, like working as parking managers. Like back I'm like, yo, street like cars all the way down the street. Like we started charging at the door.
It was crazy. One time they wouldn't let me in.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I was like, yo.
That's crazy.
Hey, buddy was like, I was like, yo.
Nah, cause it would get wild.
Yeah, like
Cause like niggas would come in on all type of time. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, we didn't have some
niggas coming on hating shit.
Like,
that's gonna happen.
Trying to prove that they the big whatever.
Yeah.
So niggas had to like literally get security, nigga,
for the house party. That was going crazy. You know they gonna hate when all the girls is coming there at the club. It's always a little bit of spice.
Bro, we literally had like our downstairs bathroom. I don't know who started this trend. If you're out there, like I want to understand who it was because somebody went in our bathroom, 2 women, and they put a thick layer of lipstick on and kissed the wall. Right? Mm-hmm. So then when you leave, okay, it's a lipstick kiss. And it's kind of dope, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. Bro, in a week or in a month, like, at the end of the day, it ended up being a huge mural of kisses. Like,
dang, I ain't got no
on
pictures?
our wall. Bro, I can't find a picture.
That's crazy. Nah, that's some legendary shit right there.
Like, who does that?
It's legendary, though. Damn.
It was just weird stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
When I kick it up a notch. Nah, that's legend. That's it, though. I mean, y'all was, like, I ain't gonna... It was that, bro. Like as far as in school, like that was one of the, like pinnacles, the cornerstone. Like, and then like it carried like 7-Eleven was like the first. Well, I guess it was the edge, but 7-Eleven was like the Charlotte wide. Like you see, it'd be JCSU, it'd be J Woo, like everybody would be through there. And then when y'all maneuver to Aspen, like same vibe. Like it just carried y'all everywhere, man. For real.
Hey man, just I think a lot of lessons learned, man, about us and about people. Because I think we realized, for one, we love people. We love doing social experiences and connecting people. Whether it's like for a party or for a business event, whatever, like making people feel good and have a great time. Like,
for sure.
Enjoy that. But then too, like the nature of people, you know what I'm saying? Because like how that trend happened, like, is interesting. You know what I mean? Because you really think about it, like UNC Charlotte at that time, like it really was just filling a void. Because you really didn't have like a scene around the university.
For sure. There wasn't no spots really close by. Everything was downtown.
Everything was downtown, and then you had like one or two of them was 18 up. You know, and then they was on their time out there. They charging
extra,
they doing all that. And
shout out 935 though.
Hey, 935.
935.
But then you go to 935, it's like, hey, you gonna have a good time, but are you gonna make it out? You feel me?
Facts. And that's why they no longer exist.
Yeah, bro. So I think like we just came at an opportune time for real.
For real.
Nah, facts. Just like there was nobody doing like house parties either.
Yeah.
And we were right across from the university. It was a safe space. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew everybody, and it was a vibe. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, go ahead. Let's go ahead and segue to 7-Eleven, the company. We'll just go ahead and skip on to, since we've been talking about it, let's go ahead and graduate on to, we'll backtrack some stuff. Let's go ahead and go to 7-Eleven now, man. So this is, we done talked about everything about how, where 7-Eleven and name, where everything came from. So now you got 7-Eleven, the travel and event.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So.
Break it down for the people that don't know.
My brother, Abdullah too, you know. So 7-Eleven, right as it stands right now, is a travel agency.
Gotcha. So
we offer like travel consulting, and we do event management. But we have a separate brand for our event management called Queen City Weekend. So that's specific to like Charlotte events, Charlotte vibes.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we, been doing it, like you said, probably 8-9 years. Officially, like with the LLC. But to be honest, like we did like 2 or 3 events in Charlotte. And then Abdullah actually was like, man, I got this birthday coming up. Like I would love to have it in like another country and bring a bunch of people. Yeah. And at that time, nobody was doing it. Yeah, no. Like nobody. Like you might bring like 10 friends or something like that, but that was big. So he, reached out to his friends, and we brought like 40 people to Cancun.
Damn, that's crazy.
And and we were just like, you know what? Like, let's treat it like a business experience. Let's curate the whole thing A to Z. Let's, make sure like literally people don't have to lift a finger. Yeah. And it was just like wildfire, bro. Like everybody resonated with it. I mean, the stories were amazing, but then also like the testimonials, just every person had a testimonial that was really heartfelt. Like, and we knew we had something there. You know what I mean? Yeah. At a time when like nobody was really doing it. Yeah. So that was a blessing, to come out of an idea like that, and then it translate into something. Yeah. That was really dope, bro.
That's dope.
Yeah. So that was our first trip, and then since then we've done dozens of trips, probably like over 300 people we've traveled with. Damn. Man, yeah. A lot of stuff, bro. We've been to probably, man, it's hard to even say. It's probably like 8 or 10 different countries. Yeah, we're just all over the world, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been great. It's been great, yeah.
That's fire, bro. That's fire, man. And it's dope. Like I said, for me, from my perspective, it's just dope to see. Like I done seen all the steps, bro. You know what I'm saying? From college, from the parties to like really like legit business, and it's dope, man. And it just shows how you can monetize your passions. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just your outlet, and now you figured out a way to monetize it, turn it into a business, and still it be your outlet, still be something that you enjoy and everything like that. And that's always just super, super dope to see.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'm gonna backtrack, son.
Real quick, I don't want to say something. I want to be transparent, because I think like you know, it's easy to like touch on like the bright spots of the business.
For sure.
No one really wants to talk about kind of the dark times.
Yeah.
Because with 7-Eleven, you got to think, you know, we start hot. Like we're one of 3 travel groups in the world, really. At that time, there was no travel. Now it's hundreds, but there was none. So like people are just we're selling out like in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And it was phenomenal. But then COVID hits. And man, it was heavy. It was tough because we had 2 trips already scheduled. Both of them sold out, and we had to refund people. And there was resorts and excursions and vendors that had to refund us, and they weren't. So it was tough, bro. We had a lot of people frustrated with us. You know, it was a hard thing just as a business as a whole.
Yeah.
And then momentum. We lost a lot of momentum from that. You know, because we had a lot of like real loyal people pushing. And then it almost felt like we had to start from square one.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think where we're at now is really, really healthy and lean and mature. And I think like, I just wanted to touch on that because, you know, I think it's important to always be open-minded and not get caught up in the emotions too much of where you're at today, because all it takes is one thing and things can shift completely.
For sure.
You know, so always try to stay 2-3 steps ahead. There's some phenomenal groups out here killing it, you know. Shout out to Sold Out Dates. They're going crazy right now.
Going crazy, bro.
I saw the interview with Keith. That was fire.
Shout out Keith, man.
A lot of groups doing good, man. Even Black Elite, you know, they're killing it too. But, you know, just as a collective, especially as Black owners, you know, just always...
And shout out Tony, man. I'm going to have to shout out Tony Winter Escape, man. They going crazy too, man. Shout out Tony and Winter Escape. Yes, sir.
Word. Hell yeah.
Black travel, man. It's always fun.
For sure, man. I love that our people are like, getting out the house more and traveling. Like, it's...
And I'm going to have Tony up here, but his is crazy just hearing your boy's story. Like, it started on, like, a birthday trip, too. Like, the same thing where he had a birthday trip in a big group, and now they do it same time every year. So, yeah, it's fire.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
That's super fire. That's super fire, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I would love to, and that's where I'm at, too, is, like, less about just doing our own thing and, like, collaboration.
For sure. And that's what this is about, bro. Like, it's really just to keep putting people out there and say, oh, I can collab with him. He was on it. Oh, I can collab with him. Oh, he do music. Oh, I can collab and start doing shows with him. Or he DJ. I can start going on tour with them with their events. So, like, that's the kind of stuff, like, Get Right Then is trying to inspire is collaboration. For sure.
Bro.
Yeah, that's the overall goal.
I love that, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, man, platforms like this are so necessary, bro.
For sure.
You really like the heartbeat of the culture, for real.
Trying to be, man.
Really, like.
Trying to be.
So I'm so glad you're doing this, bro, for real.
For real. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate it, man. It mean a lot, because that's all, bro. Like, it's really for the love, man. Like, I ain't gonna say I don't ever expect to make money for it, but as far as, like, the drive, it's really for the love. Like, I always, going back to college, like, shout out my boy Cease. Like, Cease was I was the book guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was heavy in the books and the math and the business stuff, and I wasn't as much of an artist, really, until, like, Cease really pulled, like, the artist, the creative stuff, like, out of me, because that was all Cease was on. Like, he was hitting the little spoken words. He was doing I always sung, but then he got me in the studios and stuff like that. Then we had vibes. Next thing you know, we throwing, you know, parties and stuff, and we doing damn open mics in the crib, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, like, it starts, so that's kind of how I got, but it's like, I think I know the best of both worlds, kind of like with the business, the techie, all that stuff, but then, like, the creative side, like, then my network just expanded after that. So, yeah, for
that's
sure.
Fire,
yeah, but yeah, they go back to that. So, but yeah, man, we gonna go back. So, Lockheed, so I know the reason, you know, me knowing you, I know that was a big time too, just like you intern with them, but then professionally you stayed with them for a grip. So, you know, kind of break that down for everybody.
Yeah, for sure, man. So Lockheed Martin, first and foremost, they're a defense contractor. So they're the biggest in the world. And what they do is they build different defense systems for the government and for our allies. So you think like fighter jets, you think like, I mean, really like cybersecurity, weapons for the government, all those things.
Yeah.
So for me, to be real, bro, like once I got my head on straight and I was like, all right, I love business. I love technology.
Yeah.
My goal was like, okay, how do I get somewhere that's extremely innovative so I can learn as much as possible? And I felt like Lockheed was one of those places for me.
Yeah.
you think of like Skunk Works is what they call it, like ADP, which is their research and development facility.
Okay.
Huge history, man. That's actually what inspired Google X Labs.
Okay.
Which is like super innovative. So I just I kind of already had a vision of like, okay, that's where I want to be. I want to see it done, by somebody who started from ground one and made it to the top, right?
That's fine.
So yeah, that was the vision. So I came into Lockheed. I was far separated from that though. I was nowhere near it when I first came in the door.
Yeah.
I was working on like F-35, which is one of their main products, and I was doing system architecture. It was called field sales support, and I was working with international customers. So I was actually working with like Israel and like France and like the UK and like a lot of different countries, and that was very intimidating. But it taught me very quickly the value of confidence.
For
and
sure.
Just like in yourself, because you got to imagine, bro. Like first and foremost, there's not a lot of black people at the company to begin with. What 10% maybe? Yeah,
that's the engineers in general, boy.
And then on top of that, I'm coming in with locks.
Yeah,
so they automatically, the perceptions are like, how he get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real, yeah.
So it was like a lot. You can feel the pressure. It's a spiritual thing. You can feel it.
Yeah.
And for a while, man, it used to intimidate me. It used to bother me. But I had a mentor who was a janitor, actually. Wow. Interesting. One of my favorite mentors, greatest mentors. He was like, bro, you're not an outlier. You're a unicorn. And I was like, damn. It really shifted that thought process.
That's real.
Like, you're not lesser than, you're greater than, because you're coming in the room, all eyes are on you, but like all eyes are on you. So like, show up and show out.
That's real.
You got a microscope on you, so this is your chance to show them why you're, bigger and better than everybody else, or whatever it is. So I just took that to heart, bro, and it went really well, man. I ended up, getting some awards with my first company, my first team, and that led me into this leadership development program, which was like 5% acceptance rate at the time.
Damn.
And then I was able to rotate each year in different roles, which then got me into Skunk Works, which then allowed me also to get my Duke degree paid for. Yeah. And it was up. Then I got into I was working for our director of technology roadmaps. It was basically an innovative group that looked at technology 20 years in advance. So like AI, fusion, like all those things. Yeah. So I was able to work in the executive suite, and that team had like 1,500 people, and I was helping like manage them basically. Damn. My director. Okay. So like, and that's a 7-year time span. I'm kind of like speeding it up. Yeah. But like, everything was going good. I ain't gonna hold you. Like Lockheed was looking real good, but at the end of the day, in my heart and my soul, my spirit, I knew like I had to do my own thing at some point. Yeah. So I was really setting the table for that. But like, anybody outside looking in would have been like, why the heck did you leave that? Yeah. Everything paved out for you. Yeah. Like, why would you dip? And it's just, your heart knows what your heart knows, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, okay. Yeah, bro. So I don't know if you want me to keep.
No, keep going. Yeah, keep hitting Lockheed, bro. Cause I know that's like and like you said, like you went straight into it. But basically, like I know you was turning up at Lockheed, and most people wouldn't have left it. So like really going back to the like your passion of really like doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how did you like really what like and you kind of talked about it, but like what made you go like I know I'm pretty much damn near at the top of this major company, but I still got to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying?
So I think what helped a lot was knowing that I wanted to do my own thing way in advance before actually press and go. Yeah. Because then that allowed me to start things. Because you got to think like I had been starting companies straight out of college. Like I never stopped doing entrepreneurship once I started AIM. Yeah. It was just all part time. Mm-hmm. So like my first company, UXpert with John, Raymond, and then 2 other people. Basically, we did user experience design. Okay. That one failed miserably. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that failed miserably. Like we almost went bankrupt, but we were like, it just went bad, right? We closed it, learned a lot, moved on. But then from there, that's when like 7011 came, and then that's where like where was I? I forgot what I was saying.
UXpert.
UXpert. Yeah. So we were doing user experience design for clients. I had a professor that taught me a class a human factors class.
Oh yeah, but I was in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I love that, bro. I tell people I go back to that class so much, bro. Like, it was like such a dope, unique class. Like, it just made you think about like aspects of technology and like user interface that you never would have even thought about. I reference that class often, bro.
Bro, Paris was phenomenal.
Bro, she was.
She was super dope. And she actually pulled me for a project, like, outside the class.
Word.
So that was fire. Because she knew I was really interested in it. I was always stay after class and ask questions. So she was like, yo, you trying to, like...
I should have showed my interest a little bit more. Because I reference that class so much, bro.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, bro, you go to class and go straight to 2K, bro.
Facts. That's currently fact.
You hooping,
and I was interested in hell, but I should. It was back then too. Yeah, see, I tell people all the time, bro. Like in college, like when I didn't want to work, I used to make my bread from 2K.
Word.
Yeah, like that was really like if it wasn't just like inviting people over, like I used to be on Gamer Saloon, like, all right, let me make a quick 25, let me make a quick 50 real quick.
Oh damn.
Just busting niggas' head on 2K.
So you just betting on the game?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
And I win way more than I lose, so that's how I make my bread.
Oh wow.
That's how I was eating.
Oh well shit. Hey, well,
that's what I tell people all the time. Yeah. Then like. It was. That's what I tell people. Like before the mod play, like it's so crazy, bro. Like I tell people, I ain't gonna get too far into it, but like I really am an old school player. Like kids be playing 2K now and don't even like watch NBA. But like I used to like spend hours watching basketball and playing 2K. Like that's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's all we would do. And then when I chilled on 2K, Marquise got me to that betting junk. And then I was on that all day. So I should have showed some interest though in my classes.
Yeah.
Could have done better.
It's all good. Hey, it's all good. But yeah, so she pulled me aside for a project, 15 an hour at that time. I'm like,
damn, that's
what?
love. Yeah, back
like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I was like, absolutely. And we were working with a real client doing human factors. That was amazing. But that's what was the catalyst for the business we ended up starting.
Word, that's dope.
We just didn't know what we were doing because we were young and just excited but stupid.
Yeah.
So that
just happened. You gotta try it.
That failed.
Yeah.
Miserably. But like I said, I was just doing a lot of different ventures, bro. In parallel to Lockheed. And I think there was a point when the family business wasn't doing too hot. And I was one of the last kind of options from an investment perspective.
Got you.
And I supported. But I was like, man, I ain't trying to ever have my family go through this again.
Yeah.
You know, how can I support more, not just monetarily, but like through my skills, through my thoughts. So that's when I started getting more serious in supporting the family business from a systems perspective. Because that system stuff we learned, bro, it applies to everything.
Bro. I tell people that all the time.
It applies to so much, man. I mean, to be real, if I could recommend a degree, like that is a top 5.
Every single industry, like every aspect, like every company could benefit from a project manager, system engineer, like you said, like, and shout out like people, like shout out Mayhorn, bro. Like he taught us some stuff. Like I always talk between Paris's class and his class, like the most like real world stuff. Like you gonna use this real world and for life. Like people be acting like when you gonna use such as like you use both of them for life, bro. Right. Like for real. Like them was two super. And Mayhorn taught a couple classes, but 2 super impactful classes, bro. As far as like life, bro. Honestly,
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So I started taking the family business serious. Started implementing stuff serious. And we started to see a lot of progress, not just because of me, but because a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Really good progress. Like the fact that we went from like 90% of the business lost and we were about to have to just sell it for close to nothing to like making more than we've ever made ever.
That's fire, bro.
Like it was fire. Like, wow, like God is good first and foremost, but like some of these systems things, they work.
Yeah.
So that was a big catalyst of like, okay, I would love to do this full time and support my family moving into retirement, like my mother and my father moving into retirement. But also I had dreams, I had visions of my own ventures. So with UXpert, that was user experience design, and we failed. But in that, we realized the reason we failed was because people just wanted a website. And we were trying to sell them on why they need to study their customer. And they were like, I mean, this is cool and all, but like,
we want a website.
what's the website gonna look like? You know what I'm saying? And it would just take us forever to translate. So I think when we started Slingshot Effect, it was like, bro, let's just focus on the website. We love business, we love development, but that can be our like starting point.
Yeah.
Our way to get our toe in.
Yeah.
You know, prove our value, and then say, okay, now as a business partner, how can we help you?
For sure.
Business
For sure.
with sales, with whatever. Yeah. So that's how I started that, like in 2020.
Okay.
And then brought John Hazley on. Shout out to him. He's like my right hand.
For sure.
That, like, he's a real one. And yeah, that's been going really well. Been learning a lot with that. And then, of course, in parallel, we already talked about it with the 7-Eleven journey was taking off. You know, those were the main things. But I will say, like, it was pretty hectic around then because you got to think I got 7-Eleven, Slingshot Effect, my family business. I'm in grad school and I'm working full time.
Yeah, you had a lot going on.
That just was nuts.
Yeah.
But I feel like long term it paid off because it's like I can take my time with these ventures. Because a lot of people, they go full time, but it sucks because it's almost like they have to cut corners because things start getting hard because they got to make money.
You got to be dependent. Like you got to be dependent on. Like really, bread you should be reinvesting into the company. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So like it's tough, bro. It's really tough for full-time entrepreneurs who are just starting.
Yeah.
You don't even fully know your customer yet. You don't fully know exactly what you're offering, how the customer journey, the buyer journey, like all customer acquisition costs. You know, we talked about that at the session.
For
like,
sure.
Those are huge metrics that like takes time to figure out. You feel me?
Yeah, and even in, like on Nesby too, you commented on like how much you set to the side just in case, you know what I'm saying, before you even left Lockheed, because that's a lot of, like, some people jump straight in without that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just jump straight in, expecting, hoping to make money to live off of immediately. And I tell people all the time, like, it ain't impossible, but, like, it's a long shot, you know what I'm saying, expecting to live off your entrepreneurship right after starting. That's why so many people do it part-time for so long too. So
yeah, big facts, bro. So yeah, it was, you know, I'm a huge believer in God, so I felt like
for sure
spiritually I was feeling like God was saying, look, you know, set the table and, you know, your time will come.
For sure.
And that's really kind of what happened. It was like just, you know, I felt like 3 years before I left, God was like, get ready.
Yeah.
You know, 3 years from now, it's up. And that's what I did. I just made sure everything was in line, in order. I went ahead and bought my house before I left. Yeah. That way, like, the bank saw that I worked for Lockheed, saw that I had the money in the bank account. Yeah. You know, it was really easy, smooth. Yeah. Great interest rate. And then I left. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Then I made the transition. Like, I made sure everything was in place. And yeah, I'm glad that I looked at it that way.
Yeah, and I tell people that too, like, just how important, because, like, when I quit my job, it's almost been a year now, but I was like, if I didn't have the house and the car already, like, I would have been more reluctant to do that. But because I had those under my belt, and I know the importance of those as far as getting a house, getting a car, etc. It's like, it give you a little bit more leeway. So yeah, that was definitely a smooth move doing that. Because like, and even when I was working in real estate for some time, them people that don't have jobs like that, it ain't impossible, but it's very difficult trying to get them mortgages and things like that, because there's so many more things you got to go around, so much more proof, so much different proof that you got to show when you don't just have a regular W-2 job that's paying you a salary or hourly, whatever it is. So.
Yeah, facts. That's real, bro. That's real, man.
So,
but
yeah, so I mean, real estate though. So get into that a little bit. So we talked about how you got a few property that you manage as well.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, I basically bought my house when I was with Lockheed, and then I moved into it. But I knew, like, one of my other mentors, you can say I listen to my mentors a lot, so I bring that up a lot. But one of my other mentors said, you know, never buy a property that you've fallen in love with. So, like, I bought a property that was realistic. And was good to rent out. You feel me? 8 minutes down the road from uptown. You know, just a realistic property. And I got that, lived in it for a little bit, started renting rooms out to some of the homies, and then tried this Airbnb thing out. Yeah. And that was in March. So since then, you know, it's been booked every single weekend.
It's love.
since then. Yeah, so that's been going great. But outside of that, you know, I have basically 6 other properties within our family that we manage and support. So it's just getting more serious about those properties too. Really just property in general, just investment portfolios in general. And like why you should make one move over the other. You know, what's the long-term benefits or repercussions? Like that's the thing that I'm trying to journey my family in as a whole. And it's dope that it's a village of us doing it, but
for sure,
you know, like I think we've been a little stagnant on some investment
things.
You feel me? So you know, it's like that's what it's all about, bro. Just sharing knowledge. You know?
For sure.
Like, if I learn something, you know, pass it on to my brother and vice versa. Like
big facts.
So you definitely gotta do it with your family. If
man. Family gotta eat. Family gotta eat.
Got to, yeah.
I know you've been on there. I mean, I know you pushing them. I know you pushing them. Like, I don't even think we should wait no longer. Like, we should go ahead and make some shit.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
all right,
for real,
we're gonna get this crib. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Like, okay. So yeah, it's been going great, man.
That's what's up, man.
God's definitely good, bro.
For sure. And you talked about some of your you talked about your family business with the mental health company as well. So how do you feel like? Because mental health, I guess, is more of a trending topic now, but it sounds like you were kind of more raised in that. So can you talk to that in any way? Yeah, as far as like being aware, you know, how being raised. I don't even know if I heard the word mental health until like college. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, just talk to that a little bit.
Man, that's a great question.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was driving on the way here. I was talking with Rob. You know, Rob, he does real estate. He was an Alpha, cross Alpha.
Sound familiar,
But and we were just talking about business and stuff. He was like, "Dang, mental health 25-year anniversary." He was like, "Man, y'all was way ahead of the curve,
bruh." That's what I'm saying.
I was like, "Dang, that's real,
bruh."
It really wasn't a topic, especially for the Black community.
Bruh, people was not talking about that. Yeah,
and we're still figuring out what it really means. Like it's not even us, you know. But I guess being raised in it, I think the biggest thing that it taught me was self-awareness.
That's dope.
And I think like emotional intelligence. So like, you feel a way, but that doesn't mean you have to allow those feelings to control you.
Facts.
You know, if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're frustrated, like, okay, like what does that mean to you? But like remembering that next step has, you know, repercussions, has consequences. So
for sure,
you always want to take time to really understand, okay, why, you know, why are you mad? Why are you frustrated?
That 5 whys.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I think too, like I said, like I was pretty well off, but like I grew up, most of my friends were hood.
Yeah.
And like, you know, being in the mental health business, I knew a lot about this. Like I knew a lot of what was going on. And like, trying to figure out the best way to say this, but basically, in those communities, a lot of times there's so much deep-rooted things happening that they're acting out in certain ways that they don't even know why.
Yeah.
Like, I would get in fights with my best friends, and they'd be like, "What is this about? Like, why he just spazzed on me? You know what I mean? Like, what's good?" But whole time, you know, he got his mom at home. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe she's on drugs, or maybe there's nobody at home. Yeah. He's frustrated. So he'd take it out on your friend. You know? It's just like, I think seeing that holistically, helped me understand myself, but also understand people a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it was less about, my parents taught me a lot for sure, but like, I think just being so ingrained in the community, I think taught me the most of just like seeing how people react to certain things and just like, you know, okay, now that I see how people navigate things and how things that are deeper rooted than the surface, you know, force people to do things that maybe they don't want to do or don't understand. Like, okay, how does that impact me? Yeah. You know, and that really helped me get out of Greenville. For real.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Because it's like, you just, like, I don't know, you just see what's going on. Because, for example, like, all right, so I had some people who used to be on my neck growing up. Yeah. Moose would tell you this because he came to Greenville. He was like, "Yo, why a lot of these niggas hate you?" Like, and they would just talk complete, like, they used to they didn't understand.
Talk crazy.
But then, like, you know, 5-10 years later, I come back and they're like, "Yo, like, same people. Like, yo, I absolutely like admire what you're doing. I'm proud of you. I look up to you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
hold on, what?
Yeah,
like we used to go at it after school every are you saying that? That's crazy. But I think like deep down it wasn't. They never hated me.
Yeah.
It was just I think maybe me. I was a reflection of maybe some things that they didn't have. Like even even just a father. Like I'm just being real. Like having a father.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. Like that wasn't something that a lot of people in my community had. So I think it was just like it was just a lot of unfortunate stuff.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, that's why mental health is so important, man, so we can dig into those whys and just grow as a community, support each other,
Yeah. And no, I think that's why I wanted to ask that, because I definitely, for me, it didn't come until, I graduated and had started therapy. Like, I really even got that real awareness, bro, of, like, what I'm doing, like, how what I'm doing was affecting people, and, like, really looking at others' perspective. Like, I was just so like, this is what I do, this is how I do it, why everybody don't think like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took me getting into therapy, and I didn't even go into that. Like, I went in there, what did I tell her my reason was, like, people say I don't know how to talk to them right, so I'm in here to learn how to talk to people better. Like, that's how I came in, you know what I'm saying? Like, hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they said, bro, so that's why I'm in this one, you know what I'm saying? And, like, it just opened my mind so much, like. And, like, even when, like, bro, I remember people, like, it ain't even funny, but, like, coming up, like, people would be talking about, like, mental health. And, like, in the black community, it was so, like, frowned upon, bro. Like, if you said you had, like, you were depressed, it was, like, or, like, people, like, would be, like, well, just pray about it. And people, like, I didn't realize till I got, like, the college and stuff, like, people felt that, like, that was a mockery to say that. Like, I was just like, damn, like, praying ain't no good, but it's, like, the way it comes off is just like brushing it off. Like, just pray about it, you be all right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, just stuff like that. Like, it wasn't until I got out of college, like, I really, like, started, like, diving in, like, learning more and, like, thinking more. And, like you said, awareness. Like, so, like, I feel like growing up in that would have been, like, super dope. Like, just to even have, like, parents that were, like, even aware of those type of things. Like, I think, like, even, like, because I think I've tried to backtrack and, like, get my parents into therapy and, like, get them to, like, they'll, like, not even try to psychoanalyze them, but, like, I think if you went to therapy, you should probably talk about, stuff like that, because I think it's a lot of stuff that, like, we raised in their awareness. They don't even see how, like, some of their actions come off. Like, even before my dad passed, like, I tried to get him in it, like, to delve into some things, and I think he kind of did, but, like, it's big to have people, to be raised in some people that have that awareness, that, like, and so, like, I just wanted to hear about that. That's dope.
Definitely. Definitely, bro.
We did forget a business. We forgot about Move Shepherd.
Oh,
Talk about that a little bit.
So that's a real fresh one, but basically it's a startup company. It's my official attempt at a startup company.
Okay.
You thinking like the other ventures, real estate. You got 7-Eleven. You got the web development, mental health. They're all kind of service oriented. Mm-hmm. So, like, consulting kind of.
Yeah.
And this is the one where it's like we're building a product and we're trying to get users and we're trying to sell it.
Got you.
But basically, Move Shepherd is representative of just supporting people in their journey from relocating. Mm-hmm. So, like, you imagine you're trying to move from North Carolina to Houston, Texas. You know, a lot of times people will try to hire a company to do that. Mm-hmm. And the moving company or the moving industry is the most fraudulent amongst all other industries.
Believe that.
You know what I'm saying? And there's so much chaotic things happen. Like, they'll, upcharge you the last minute. They'll take your stuff, not give it back. They'll hijack your stuff. Yeah. They'll break your stuff. They'll steal your stuff.
All that.
And there's no insurances that are legitimately covering you, or protecting you. So, I've been pulled through the ringer so many times when moving. I moved like 5 different times around the country. I moved back and forth between North Carolina and Texas like 4 times, and then I moved to Los Angeles, and then moved from Los Angeles to North Carolina. Yeah. And, like, every single time was just horrendous. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, it was the worst experience, worst feeling. And my last move, bro, I ended up, like, getting like $10,000 worth of things stolen, like $3,000 worth of things broken. Like, it was just ugly, bro. Yeah. The quote, they, like, doubled the quote the day of, and we didn't have any other options, so we had to just throw stuff away. It was just really ugly, and I was just like, I remember thinking, like, man, is this a bad string of luck, or, like, are other people going through this? And then when I started doing my research, I was like, oh wow, this is a huge problem.
Yeah.
And it's like I wouldn't feel like a true entrepreneur if I didn't try to tackle this problem.
Yeah.
That I feel like so many people are facing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my attempt at it, man. God willing, hopefully, it goes somewhere.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I love to hear it. And it's dope, just like, bro, it's just cool, like, hearing your story, too. Like, all these businesses really came from life experiences, whether it was, the human systems interface class turned into the business you said failed, but that just being like, all right, let's just dumb it down to just websites. Like, that's all people need, you know what I'm saying? From the moving, 70-11. It's all super dope to hear, man. So, one other thing I want to touch on. Last time we talked, you was talking about preparing one of your business to be sold, man. So talk about that, whether you sold it or not. But then just like that process, because that's like not a lot of people even get to that point of like, all right, I'm ready to sell a business.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, God is good, man. I won't touch on which one just because it's
okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
one of them was doing really, really well. Mm-hmm. And I got to the team got to the point where we were like, okay, we could sell this. Mm-hmm. We could get like a pretty penny off it.
Yeah.
We decided not to.
Okay.
But that journey of going from like, okay, what does it look like to sell a business? How do you garner interest from like potential buyers or investors? Like that process, I learned so much from that, man. Like, what is EBTA? What does that stand for? Like,
okay.
It's earnings before interest.
Okay.
It's a long like acronym, but it's an acronym and it's a metric that all investors know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like learning little things like that was extremely valuable through that process. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, my ultimate vision really is to be able to buy, build, and sell businesses.
Yeah,
that's like my ultimate like dream job, right?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in the build phase. Like everything I've done is like mostly just building stuff, but like I want to, the second phase of me as an entrepreneur is like, okay, let me start selling some of these ventures, and now with that capital, let me buy ventures that are already established. They just need a couple tweaks.
Yeah.
And using that systems mindset to say, okay, what's the root cause analysis of why you're not getting this many clients or why you're inefficient in this area, and then spending a year or two to fix it and then selling it. Yeah, almost like flipping houses.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the vision. Not there yet, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. Yeah,
that's a dope vision, dog. That's a dope vision, man. I love to hear it, man. So, all right, man. I feel like we done covered everything, man. What's something you feel like we missed? What's something else you just want to touch on, man?
I think it was pretty much it, man. I think at the end of the day, if you're looking to start a business,
holler at him.
Just take your time with it. That's what I would
sure.
say. Like really study the customer, study your why. Why do you care about it? And then figure out, okay, am I trying to be an entrepreneur or am I trying to be like a business owner? Because a business owner, like that's a career, that's a job, that's a function. Entrepreneur, it's like you're starting something, but you're putting pieces in place to like manage it. And then you're, moving on and things. So I don't know. I just always just take your time, trust God, trust yourself.
For sure. That's what I want to touch on, man, because you said it and we talked about it, and even like when you came and talked to Nesby, talked on it a lot. But trusting God, bro, I know that's really big for you. Like even you talked about it, even with Lockheed, like that was one of the things you did. Like you chopped it with him for a minute, like, hey, bro, like let's get this right decision made. So chop it up about that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Absolutely, man. I feel like we're all put on this earth for a reason.
Yeah,
I think. And as soon as we tap into that reason and really dig in and connect with, I think, our creator, things start making a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Some things don't make a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
But I think, the path is paved for you. And all we got to do is step into it. I feel like God's waiting for us to step into it. So for me, also growing up in the household I grew up in, just big on, God and on spirituality, that's something that I've tried to stay true to, and there's, even the Lockheed thing, bro, just like how that came to be. Like, I probably did 100 interviews before Lockheed.
Yeah.
Failed all of them. And was just, I'll never forget it. I would lock myself in the lab. I was sitting there. I was like, man, I cannot get an interview. And the song came on, basically, Successes in Your Hand, Follow My Plan by Fred Hammond. And I was like, my boy, what? That's a guy right there, bro.
No, they used to call me little Fred growing up.
I I ain't gonna lie, I looked at you, I was like, hey, look.
My mom got this theory that we related somewhere down the line because my family from up that way and all that stuff. But yeah, they used to call me little friend.
And you can sing? That's funny.
That's what they used to call me, bro.
That's funny. But yeah, that song came on, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Like yesterday. And I was like, all right, God, I'm gonna trust you.
Yeah.
I was just literally complete peace.
Yeah.
And then the next day I got the interview for Lockheed.
That's dope,
The
bro.
next day.
Yeah.
And they flew me out and then the rest was history. Like,
There it
it's
is.
just like, so I keep God very sacred in my life and it's paid off. And I think, especially in this day and age, bro, it's easy to, you see a lot of things happening fast and quick. People making millions fast or people getting 100,000 followers fast. And it's like, oh, I can do that too.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it from like a natural eye, not like, a spiritual eye. And if that is even really for you, is that your calling?
That's real.
So I think all about calibration, man, just calibrating ourselves.
Yeah. Being
humble, giving up control too. Like,
for sure.
That's hard, bro.
It's very hard, bro. I'm going through it now. I completely understand.
Bro, facts, bro. Really hard, but it pays off, man. It really does.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, in closing, bro, I just want to say, man, I'm really, really proud of you, bro. It's dope to call you a homie, man. And anybody that's seen your journey, bro, can't help but be inspired about it, bro. Like you've really done your thing, bro. And just knowing your character, you've done it the right way. Like I'm a attest to just morals and everything. Like Dreu just a solid dude. Like outside of business, all that. Like he always gonna look out if he can. He always gonna do right by people, bro. And I think when that's at your core, bro, you got nothing to do but succeed, bro. And get right. You feel me?
Yeah. I let him plug in.
Yeah, for sure,
that means
man.
a lot, bro.
Yeah,
that means a lot,
for sure, man. But like I tell everybody, man, before we get out of here, man, you gotta hit a quick get right then.
Well, you want me to do it?
You gotta hit it.
I can't hit that. No.
You just gotta hit it, bro. Hit it.
Get right then. Let's get it.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, y'all be sure to follow us, man, on Instagram and TikTok at Get Right Then LLC, man. We'll get right back to y'all soon. Peace.